the digital shadows we leave. Every click, every swipe, every tap, every website you visit, every video you watch, every post you like or share, it seems trivial, ephemeral, even meaningless. Yet, beneath the surface of your daily digital life lies something far more valuable, something invisible. A trail of data points, a series of footprints left in the endless expanse of the digital world. This is your digital footprint. And unlike the footprints you leave on a sandy beach, these never fade. They are meticulously recorded, categorized, and analyzed. Every piece of information about you, from your interests and habits to your location and social interactions, becomes part of a vast, intricate network of value. For most of us, the internet feels free. We browse without thinking, communicate without cost, and entertain ourselves endlessly. But this freedom is an illusion, because while we are consuming content, someone else is consuming us. Not physically, not tangibly, but economically. Your data is a currency, and the companies that harvest it are not just collecting information, they are amassing power. When we think of value in human history, we often imagine gold, silver, or grain. In the past, wealth was tangible, something you could hold, weigh, and trade. But in the digital age, wealth has transformed. It's no longer just metal or land, it's information. And your personal digital footprint is one of the most valuable resources on Earth today, quietly fueling global markets, shaping consumer behavior, and even influencing politics. Imagine this: every post you liked last month contributed to the architecture of a recommendation engine. Every search query, every location check-in, every shopping click became a thread in a web of predictive algorithms designed to influence your next action. Individually, these are insignificant. Collectively, they form a treasure trove of behavioral insight. Corporations understand this, governments understand this, and increasingly, you, the user, are the product. Your habits, your desires, your private preferences, converted into profit. The unseen economy of your digital life is colossal, flowing beneath the surface of social media, e-commerce, and search engines, unseen yet omnipresent. Your digital shadow, this invisible, persistent record of your online existence, is not just about privacy. It is about power, economics, and control. And as we explore this hidden realm, we begin to understand that the footprints we leave online are quietly building a new type of wealth, a wealth that you create without ever realizing it. Section 2. From clicks to currency. To understand the economic power of your digital footprint, we need to go back, not centuries, but decades. The rise of the internet in the late 20th century was not just a technological revolution, it was the birth of a new economy, invisible yet unstoppable. In those early days, data was a byproduct, a side effect of browsing, emailing, or sharing files. Companies logged activity, sure, but mostly for technical purposes. Servers needed to know who was visiting which pages, when, and how often. Then something changed. Companies realized that these traces of online behavior were not mere technical noise. They were signals, insights into human desire. Every search query, every click, every pattern of engagement contained information about what people wanted, what they feared, and what they were willing to spend.
Suddenly, your digital behavior became a commodity, not physical, not tangible, but no less valuable. It was the raw material for a new economic engine. Every post, every like, every product review contributed to the construction of detailed behavioral profiles. Algorithms, initially designed to enhance user experience, became instruments of prediction and influence. advertising became the first true market for this invisible wealth. Before digital targeting, ads were broad, scattershot, expensive. But data changed everything. With detailed knowledge of your preferences, advertisers could tailor messages specifically to you. The products you saw weren't random. They were carefully calculated to align with your behavior, nudging you toward consumption. Your attention became currency. Your decisions became profit. And it didn't stop there. Your data, combined with millions of others, created what economists now call the attention economy. Platforms compete not for your money directly, but for your time and engagement. Every hour you spend scrolling, liking, or sharing generates revenue. Indirect, invisible, yet enormous. Tech giants measure your attention in seconds, clicks, and microtransactions, translating your digital life into trillions of dollars in economic value. But this is only the beginning. Your digital footprint doesn't just fuel advertising. It powers prediction markets, financial decisions, and even political influence. Behavioral data is aggregated, anonymized, or at least supposedly anonymized, and sold to firms that analyze trends, forecast consumer demand, and predict social movements. A single pattern of online behavior can ripple outward, influencing stock prices, marketing campaigns, and policy decisions, all without your direct involvement. Think about it. Every app on your phone, every website you visit, every account you log into is quietly building a dossier of you. It's comprehensive, it's permanent, it's monetizable. And the most startling truth is that you don't own it. You create value, but you rarely see any compensation. In the economy of the digital age, your personal information is labor, silent, unpaid, and endlessly extractable. Just as the ancients once entrusted temples or monarchs with grain, gold, or silver, today we entrust platforms and algorithms with our identities, behaviors, and choices. And like those ancient economies, control is the key. Whoever controls the flow of this digital wealth, this endless stream of human attention and behavior, holds extraordinary power. Your digital footprint has become a resource, invisible yet indispensable, a modern-day currency that you generate effortlessly, while the world profits quietly from your existence. And as we move further, we'll uncover how this currency shapes markets, influences behavior, and even redefines the concept of ownership in the 21st century. Section 3. The architecture of digital wealth. To truly grasp the power of your digital footprint, we must look at the invisible machinery that transforms clicks into currency. This is the architecture of digital wealth, a vast, meticulously engineered system that hums silently beneath the interfaces you interact with every day. At the core are the platforms themselves. Social media networks, search engines, e-commerce sites, and mobile applications are not merely tools for connection or convenience. They are data factories, designed to harvest information at every possible touchpoint. Every scroll, every tap, every pause, every hover is captured, time-stamped, and categorized. The platforms know not only what you do, but how you do it. The speed of your clicks, the time of day you engage, the patterns in your attention. These platforms deploy algorithms so complex they border on the incomprehensible. Machine learning systems sift through billions of data points, detecting patterns, predicting behavior, and adjusting content to maximize engagement. You may think your feed is personalized for convenience, but in truth, it is optimized for profit. Your attention is being sold in micro increments, a commodity traded in real time across a global marketplace. Data brokers enter this ecosystem as silent intermediaries. They aggregate and resell information, creating profiles that are astonishingly detailed. They know your age, gender, income bracket, hobbies, travel preferences, even your likelihood of purchasing a product or voting a certain way. Your digital life becomes a ledger, meticulously organized and endlessly monetized.
Consider the scale. Facebook alone collects billions of data points daily, each one a thread woven into a global tapestry of insight. Google monitors your searches, location history, YouTube views, and app activity, building a predictive map of your desires. Even apps you consider trivial, weather trackers, fitness monitors, or food delivery services, feed into this system. Every interaction generates microtransactions of data, each contributing to a vast reservoir of economic value that you create passively. And yet most users remain unaware. Unlike physical wealth, digital value is invisible. You cannot hold it, store it, or directly exchange it. Yet corporations can quantify it with astonishing precision. They know exactly how much a single user is worth, not in sentimental terms, but in monetary potential. Analysts have even calculated the average value of a user's attention to advertisers, sometimes exceeding hundreds of dollars per year. Multiply that across millions or billions of users, and the scale becomes almost unfathomable. This system mirrors the ancient economies of Mesopotamia, Egypt, or Rome in surprising ways. Just as temples lent grain to farmers, tech platforms lend attention and content to users, collecting value in return. Just as the pharaoh controlled grain to stabilize Egypt's economy, tech giants control information to stabilize engagement and maximize profit. And just as Rome stamped coins with the emperor's face to project authority, digital platforms encode influence into the design of every feed, every notification, every recommendation. But the architecture of digital wealth has another layer: predictive control. It is not enough to measure behavior. The true power lies in influencing it. Algorithms are designed to anticipate your needs and subtly shape your decisions. What you see, when you see it, and how it is presented can alter the choices you make, what you buy, what you believe, even how you vote. Your digital footprint becomes both the raw material and the blueprint for behavioral influence. In essence, we have entered an economy where attention, information, and behavior are commodities, and like any economy, control of resources equals power. Whoever commands the flow of data, not just its storage, but its analysis and deployment, commands influence over individuals, markets, and societies. Your unseen digital activity is not just wealth, it is leverage. It is the modern equivalent of controlling grain silos in Egypt, credit in Mesopotamia, or coinage in Rome. Every click, every pause, every interaction contributes to this grand system. Every digital action you take is recorded, evaluated, and converted into economic and social influence. You are both a participant and a product. And this dual role defines the unseen economic value of the digital age. Section 4. The invisible markets of your data. The wealth generated by your digital footprint doesn't remain confined within the walls of a single platform. It flows outward, entering vast, interconnected markets where your behavior becomes the currency of influence and decision-making. These are the invisible markets of your data, and they are reshaping the way economies operate, often without your awareness. Every interaction you have online is cataloged, packaged, and traded. Companies bid for access to your attention, sometimes in fractions of a second, in ad auctions that are almost imperceptible.
One moment you scroll past a social media post, the next an ad tailored precisely to your preferences appears, the product of sophisticated algorithms and competitive bidding. Your interests, your habits, your desires, they are commodities, and the price is determined in real time. But it is not just advertising. Data brokers, analytics firms, and tech conglomerates leverage your digital footprint for far-reaching economic purposes. Predictive analytics transform your online behavior into market forecasts. Retailers anticipate which products will sell. Financial institutions gauge risk profiles, and even governments analyze trends to guide policy decisions. A single click, when multiplied across millions or billions of users, has the power to sway markets, influence stock prices, and drive corporate strategies. Political campaigns, too, have discovered the immense value of digital footprints. Micro-targeting allows politicians to identify voters, predict preferences, and deliver tailored messaging. Your digital presence is no longer private. It is a signal, a metric, a tool to influence elections, policies, and public opinion. In essence, your digital presence has become an instrument of power, a modern echo of the economic leverage wielded by ancient empires.
Consider the analogy. Just as a temple in Mesopotamia lent grain to farmers to ensure loyalty and stability, modern platforms deploy personalized content to guide your decisions, often subtly, often without consent. Every recommendation, every notification, every suggested for you message is an engineered nudge designed to maximize engagement and ultimately profit. Your digital footprint is not just recorded, it is harnessed. This invisible market operates on a scale and speed that ancient civilizations could scarcely imagine. Whereas Rome needed years to build a trade network spanning continents, today your data crosses borders in milliseconds, feeding algorithms, informing strategies, and creating profit with astonishing efficiency. And yet the principle is the same. Control over resources, be it grain, gold, or data, equates to influence over people, behavior, and society. But this unprecedented economic power raises profound questions. Who truly benefits from this wealth? You generate it, yet corporations capture nearly all the value. Your labor, your attention, your personal behavior, all of it is commoditized without compensation. The invisible markets of your data reflect the concentration of economic power in ways reminiscent of ancient empires, where wealth and resources were controlled by an elite few, while the majority produced value unknowingly. And the ethical implications are staggering. Privacy is not simply about secrecy. It is about ownership, consent, and control over your own economic contributions. In a world where your preferences, behaviors, and identities are monetized, the boundaries between personal autonomy and corporate power blur. Your digital life has become both the raw material and the medium for new forms of economic exploitation. Yet, within this system, there is also potential. Awareness of your digital footprint's value can empower you. Understanding how your data is collected, analyzed, and traded can inform choices about privacy, consent, and engagement. Just as ancient civilizations learned to navigate the economies of grain, trade, and debt, modern individuals can learn to navigate the economies of attention, information, and influence. The unseen economic value of your digital life is immense. It fuels companies, drives markets, shapes politics, and transforms society. And the more aware you are, the more control you can exert, not just over your privacy, but over the value you create and the power you wield. Your digital footprint is no longer a passive trail.
It is a potent, dynamic, and highly valuable asset. Section 5. The power, responsibility, and future of your digital footprint. If the digital age has a currency, it is your information. If it has a bank, it is the platforms that host your data. And if it has markets, they are invisible, vast, and moving faster than anything humanity has ever seen. But unlike ancient civilizations, you are not powerless in this economy. Awareness is your key. Knowledge is your leverage. Every digital action you take generates value. Every like, every comment, every search query contributes to a system that shapes economies, markets, and social influence. But unlike a farmer in ancient Mesopotamia whose grain was physically stored in a temple, you have the ability to control your contribution, to shape the value you create, and to reclaim a measure of agency in a world where your data has become currency. Personal empowerment begins with understanding. What you share, how you share it, and which platforms you engage with define not only your digital footprint, but also your influence over it. Privacy settings, encrypted communications, selective sharing, these are the tools of modern stewardship. They are the modern equivalent of ancient accounting, of ledgers and grain stores, of careful management of one's own wealth and obligations.
But there is a larger question looming on the horizon: ownership. In a world where your data drives profit for others, should you not claim a share of its value? Just as civilizations taxed citizens to redistribute wealth or fund collective projects, the digital economy may eventually demand new systems of compensation, transparency, and rights. Concepts like data dividends, digital cooperatives, and personal data ownership are emerging, not as science fiction, but as plausible realities. And beyond economics, there is society. The digital footprint is also a map of influence, shaping culture, behavior, and even politics. Awareness of this power allows individuals to navigate the digital world thoughtfully, resisting manipulation, making conscious choices, and understanding the unseen forces shaping their online experiences. Every post you engage with, every video you watch, every search you perform is not just entertainment. It is participation in a global economic experiment whose rules are still being written. The unseen value of your digital life is colossal, yet it is only beginning to be recognized. It mirrors the lessons of history. Control over resources, whether grain, gold, or data, is the foundation of influence. But with understanding comes opportunity. With awareness comes agency, and with careful management comes empowerment. The digital economy is vast, complex, and invisible, but it is not immutable. Each of us has the ability to shape it, to reclaim control over the value we generate, and to participate knowingly in the systems that define our era. Your digital footprint is not just a trail left behind, it is a living asset, an economic force, and a reflection of your presence in the modern world. So as you navigate your online life, remember this: you are not merely a consumer. You are a creator of value, a participant in invisible markets, and a contributor to the economy of the future. The power of your digital footprint lies not only in what it reveals about you, but in what it can help you achieve if you understand it, respect it, and wield it wisely. Your next step is simple yet profound. Take control, protect your information, understand its value, and most importantly, act. The digital economy is evolving, and those who recognize the unseen power of their footprints will thrive, while those who remain unaware risk becoming invisible in an economy they helped build. If this exploration of your digital footprint opened your eyes to the hidden economy of your online life, don't just stop here.
Like this video to support awareness, share it to empower others, and subscribe to the channel to uncover more truths about the invisible forces shaping our world. Because in the end, your digital footprint is not just a record of where you've been. It is the key to understanding the economy of the future and the power to influence it.